All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
And yet, here we meet again on The Void Show. It's a brand new episode of The Void Show. And of course, it's a show, one of the shows actually on Active FM. And all of us keep saying radio has never been better. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for being here today. I mean, I always say that. And I mean, I love having you around. And of course, you love having us around. That's why you're here. You're kind of catched by what we're speaking about today, right? And of course, we're speaking about could knowledge be power, right? What an amazing talk of today. Could knowledge be power? And of course, we're going to speak about that very soon on the show today. But today it's all about you. Well, actually, it has always been about you, right? It has always been about you. It's about you, and it will never be about you, right? So, welcome to the show. But how are you? Are you okay? How have you been doing? Did you win this week? Did you get some winnings this week? I mean, did you get some rejections? If you've got some no's this week, I mean, I'm not at all trying to motivate you, but I once heard someone saying, no basically means next opportunity, right? It basically means next opportunity. So, I mean, if you've got some no's, you gotta go for that next opportunity. And, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. By the way, quite a funny story, actually. I mean, you know, I always speak about loving what you do, right? I mean, if you've been a fan of The Void Show, you would know, like, long time ago, I I always had a quote that I used when I started the show. And I remember saying, you know, in order to be happy in your everyday life, you've got to basically love what you do on a daily basis, right? You've got to be in love with your work, right? And if you basically love what you do, you enjoy what you do. And so you won't even have to work a bit, right? Because you love what you do. And so because of that, I remember reading something. I think it was a book. I think it was a book, and it was, you know, speaking about corporate world. There was a bit of slavery there, you know, like, you don't want to be a slave in your work, so you've got to love what you do, right? So it was basically all about that. And in the book, the author of the book said something quite funny, right? And that's actually what I want to hear your thoughts about today. He said something funny. You would understand that the book is about, you know, corporate slavery. I mean, you don't want that. And so he said, you know, I all of us, I even hear a lot of people keep saying, you know, when it's Friday, you will then hear someone saying, oh, thank God it's Friday. I mean, all of us say that, right? Thank God it's Friday. And he was like, why do you say that? Why can't you thank God for Monday? Right? I mean, when it's Monday and you're so excited for going to work, why can't you thank God for Monday? I mean, if you're thanking God for being Friday, then perhaps you should thank the devil for being Monday, because you don't like your job, right? And so he said it shouldn't be like that. You should thank God for being Monday, because you want to enjoy what you're doing every day. And I was like, no. You being too critical here. I mean, even if we love our work, but I mean, there's something about Friday that you know, you happy to be finally on Friday. And so I want to hear your thoughts on that. I mean, do you think, I mean, you say thank God Friday because you hate your job? I mean, on Monday, should you be thanking the devil for being Monday because you don't want to go to work? Do you think like that? I mean, I'm keen to hear your thoughts today. Check us out on our WhatsApp line, 084-505-1166, right? But today we're speaking about, could knowledge be power, right? And so I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts, some of my opinions, right? Well, actually my viewpoint, okay, my viewpoint. So the point from which I am viewing things, right? I mean, you could differ with me, right? I mean, you could differ, and if you differ with me, happily and freely share your thoughts, right? Send us your messages. What do you think? Could knowledge be power? I mean, really, could knowledge be power? Right? And we're going to be speaking about that today with a bit of scientific knowledge. Is there scientific knowledge? Right? And is there a point where we say, okay, this person has reached scientific knowledge? Is there that point? Do we even have scientists? Is there any level of intelligence, well, not intelligence, but knowledge, where we say, okay, this is a scientist because of the knowledge that he has or that she has? And if we have that point, is that knowledge power? That's what we're going to be speaking about today, right? So, I mean, yeah, right after this, stay tuned and we're going to be speaking more about that. Plus, I've got some good music in the show today packed for you. So you definitely want to be staying with us. And I'm going to be sharing towards the end of the show, I'm going to be sharing some crazy and fun facts about the universe as well. So you want to stay tuned with us. We're coming back right after this.
The most amazing presenter.
For all your favorite shows.
It's all on Active FM.
Radio has never been better.
Okay, great. So, I mean, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that fascinating? I'm speaking about what just happened right now. It is, right? So, welcome to the show. And by the way, this is the Void Show. It is the only show that allows you to realistically, vividly imagine the whole of the universe, right? It allows you to vividly entail everything that the universe has, right? Speak about dust in space, speak about stars, planets, comets, asteroids, galaxies, the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, you name them, God. That's what it allows you to do. You know, one of Albert Einstein's quote says, I don't even know if he said this, but you know what I mean. Under this quote, there's Albert Einstein's name there, so I mean, why not say Albert Einstein's quote either way, right? So he says, logic can only take you from A to Z. I always say this. From 1 to 2, 3 to 4, maybe 6 into 17, maybe -5 to 7, right? That's what really logic can do. But now, when you start to imagine, your imagination can literally take you from here on earth to the end of time, right? It can literally make you encircle the whole of the universe. And where do you get those imagining skills? Right here on the Void Show. So my name is Andrew and I am your show host. And so today I'm so excited because we are speaking about one very crucial subject, right? I mean, we spoke about everything, galaxies, you name them, we spoke about that, but yet we have not yet spoke about how to think of these things, right? How to think of them, because truth is we live in a world where everyone has got something to say. Everybody has got something to say, right? Everyone has got something to say. That's true. I could be going through a situation, or you could be going through something, and yet someone could come and have an opinion about what you're going through, right? Even though they're not going through the same thing, but they've got something to say. Right? So in a world like this, how do you then say you've got knowledge and your knowledge is power, or your knowledge is scientific, right? You go on the search engines, you go there, you search something. Everyone said anything. I mean, everyone has something to say. You literally find all these opinions, right? So how then do you now get this knowledge that you can proudly and confidently say, okay, this knowledge is scientific and this knowledge is legit. It's power, right? But before we get there, here's the big question, right? It's in the headlines. Here's the big question. Could knowledge really be power? Hey? Could knowledge really be power? Well, here's my answer. I mean, yes, definitely no. Right? You see, knowledge on its own cannot at all be power. It cannot at all be power. It doesn't really matter what kind of knowledge you have, but it cannot really be power unless otherwise, and I'm going to be speaking about that right now. And so what I want to do, so I'm wanting to intertwine this with the scientific knowledge, okay? With scientific knowledge. And so long time ago, I'm sure you were not born, right? So there was this philosopher, right? And he was asked, what is science? Okay. And he said science, well, his name is philosopher Francis, right? Francis Bacon. And so when this question was directed to him, he said, science is knowledge. And I was like, not really. Or at least that's what I think. Because everybody has got something to say. So I've got to say something, eh? I've got to say something. So I was like, not really, no. I mean, you could be a philosopher, but science is definitely not knowledge. Right? And I'm going to tell you why I said that. So you see, there's what we call scientific knowledge, and there's obviously what we call knowledge, right? I could be having knowledge about the universe. I could be spending trillions of hours on Active FM, on the Void Show, speaking about stars, speaking about the moon. You know, why do we see the skies blue? Particles in the atmosphere do this. They have this energy. You know, you travel back in space, time travel. I could be speaking all about that. Jupiter, it's one of the largest gas giant planets. Come back to Earth. We want to go to Mars. I could be speaking all about that, but that's just knowledge. Unfortunately, that's just knowledge. Right? And then you say, but now, Andrew, what do you mean? Well, that's true. That's just knowledge. And I'm going to tell you, knowledge only becomes scientific when you now start to govern your opinions, or not even your opinions, but your facts, right? Objective facts, by the way, right? It only starts to become scientific when you govern, listen to me carefully, when you start now to govern your objective facts, right? Because when you're in the scientific world, you've got to be objective, okay? So we don't, the law of gravity, it's a law of gravity, it's like that, whether you believe it or not, right? Right? The law of gravity is not there because you believe it's there. You can say it's not there, but it's still going to be there, right? So your opinion does not matter. That's what science is like, okay? Your opinion does not matter. It's like that. And for example, when we speak about laws, these are laws of nature. They are like that. And sometimes these laws are... sometimes, or a lot of times, these laws, they are not so much proven by mathematics or equations or something like that, but we call them like that because you can predict phenomena, okay? You can literally predict phenomena, right? So it's always like that to an extent that you can literally predict a phenomena. We speak about the law of gravity. Obviously, when I throw something up, it definitely has to come down. Okay, on Earth, that's law of nature. It's like that, right? So you can predict what's going to happen to a body that's somewhere in space because of gravity. Okay, hence there's law of gravity, right? So such laws like that, they are more not so much of described by equations or principles that you find anywhere in physics or in life, but we say they're like that because you can literally predict the phenomena. Okay, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. So yeah. Oh man, where was I? I was speaking about knowledge. Yes. Now, so you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, your knowledge only is going to be scientific when you now start to cover these facts that you have, right, with reasoning, right, with reasoning. So now there's understanding that's now involved beyond what you just know. Okay, so an example. What are these these objective facts that we're speaking about? So these objective facts that we're speaking about would normally be based on what? Would normally be based on observations. Okay, would normally be based on observations. I mean, you literally have, well, you obviously have to observe certain things in order to describe them. Okay, so when you now have this observed reality, when you now have this observed objective facts, and you now start to try by all means to explain these observations with reasoning, okay, with reasoning in such a way that this reasoning cannot be affected by anything else, right? Now that we can now say, okay, you probably have now a scientific knowledge. So you see why I'm now saying science is not knowledge, right? But now it can only be scientific knowledge when you with a certain limit, okay, when there are now things that are set, okay. So either way, could knowledge be power? Could knowledge be power? You know what? We probably need some music, okay? I promised you that I've got tons of beautiful music in the show today. So I once listened to an Active FM show, and I heard the presenter say, "What is a good show without music?" It's definitely not a good one, right? So we need music in the show. And so here's a gem. I hope you enjoy it. It's Living for Love. Oh my word. Living for Love. Make sure you enjoy this. And right after this, we're speaking more about the topic at hand. Living for Love. It's a song and it was played by The Void Show on Active FM. And if you have not yet noticed, all of us keep saying radio has never been better. And you know, I should tell you that it's these kind of songs, right? It's these kind of songs that serve as evidence to our statement, right? That radio has never been better. So, I mean, you keep listening to us, we keep giving you music like this, and you keep being convinced, right, that we really do mean what we're talking about, and you keep loving our shows, you keep coming back and back again, right? So, really, that's what you get on The Void Show. By the way, this is The Void Show, and I am your show host of all time, Andrew, and we are speaking about could knowledge be power, right? And if you have just scrolled to this point by any odd reason, right? I know it should be odd. It can never be even, because there's no reason for someone to just skip time on The Void Show, right? So I know it's odd reason. Please just go back to the beginning and hear what you've missed, because you surely have missed a lot, right? But do share with us your thoughts. What do you think about our topic for today? Could knowledge be power? Now two things that you now have to share with us, right? Remember at the beginning of the show, thanks God it's Friday. Remember that? Do share with us what do you think about that statement. And now about our topic for today, right? I nearly said Living for Life. That's the song that just played right now. But right now, you want to share with us again, what do you think about our topic for today, right? And I do get the kind of power that they're talking about in this context, right? Is knowledge power? Can it really be power? Could be wrong, could be right. Right? Do share with that, your thoughts with us. We are also on Facebook, and our handle is at The Void Show with Andrew. Right? So, yeah, back to the question again. Could knowledge be power? And the answer is quite and pretty simple. Okay? It's pretty simple. Obviously, your knowledge cannot be power on its own, but it has to be governed by some time travel. Back in time, right, to the present, to the future, right? You've got to be able to govern your knowledge with reasoning, okay? Such that everyone, I once posted this on my Instagram, and I was like, and I was inspired by something that I saw online. I think it was on YouTube. I forgot the video that I saw, and I was inspired by this, and I posted this on my Instagram. I was like, so you could know things, but you obviously, you at least have to be comprehensible, right? It's not enough to think that you are right, but you also have to be comprehensible, at least for the sake of us, right? at least for our sake, eh? You can't just be going around saying anything. You can't do that. If it matters how you say things to different people, okay? It really does matter. So you've got to be comprehensible. I posted that, and I'm proud of myself. I am proud of myself. But really, you get what I'm saying, right? You can't just go around saying anything. You've got to be comprehensible, and it matters how you say different things to different people. How I speak with maybe how a doctor, right? Maybe a doctor, how they speak with their superior. Maybe an expert, much higher, knowledgeable, right? powerful, right? As the topic suggests, powerful because they have knowledge, so very powerful, right? I'm just kidding. But how a doctor would speak with their superior, how their superior would explain things to them would definitely not be the same as on how they would explain things to me, right? Because my knowledge is obviously not the same as the one that the medical doctor has. Okay, so there's going to be different levels of comprehensibility, right? Of being comprehensive, of being comprehend, right? There's going to be different levels of how you speak with people on different levels, right? So I'm hoping that you get what I'm saying here. So you can't just go around saying anything. You've got to be comprehensible, right? So my point here, the point that I'm trying to, okay, the point that the point that I'm trying to drive home here is that your knowledge is only going to be powerful when we are able to understand you. Okay, then when we understand you, then you are useful. Okay, you've been useful, and so now that we can say you are powerful, or at least we can take it there, right? And so that's my viewpoint, right? So the point from which I view this ball of knowledge, right? This ball of information. I mean, you listen to the Void Show every day. You listen to, or maybe you now visit your doctor and they tell you that you've got some disease, you've got some problem, right? Right, you've got some problem, and they explain to you maybe formication. They explain to you what formication is, and do you now have scientific knowledge? Not really, right? Not really. I mean, there's a long way to be called a scientist, okay? So you've got to be able at least to now have a scientific knowledge. You've got to be able to say, okay, this is what the doctor has said, and now this is this kind of the disease, and this is how it affects me, and why. That's because I have an organ that's made up of these, and cells do these, and the core, and why does this do that, right? That's now when we can say, okay, you probably have some sort of scientific knowledge with regards to the topic given at hand, right? So that's at least how I understand this, right? That's at least how I understand this. I mean, feel free to differ if you want to differ, right? Do share your thoughts with us. Do share your thoughts with us, okay? I'll be glad to hear some of your thoughts as well. I mean, we are on WhatsApp, 084-545-1166. Otherwise, you can find the code to that WhatsApp line on our Instagram page, right? It's an Instagram page or Instagram account, whatever that really means to you, but you get what I'm saying. So Active FM 777, you can definitely find us there, right? So yeah. Now it is the time to speak about fun and crazy facts about the universe. That's what I'm gonna end with, a bang. I'm gonna end with a bang, not a big bang, but a bang. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. So I posted something a few days ago. On the Void Show page, right? It is on Facebook, and the handle is at the Void Show with Andrew. And well, here's a fact. Actually, the quick funny fact, not a funny fact, right? Well, I like saying funny facts, but it's a fact, right? That you should know. Did you know that the color of a star is can tell you a lot about the age of the star? Did you know that? The color of the star can definitely tell you a lot about the age of the star, right? And the color of the star is definitely influenced by a lot of things, right? By the temperature. If you have a stove, you turn it on, right? So the temperature increases, and the color of the element does what? It also changes, right? From whatever color that it has to reddish, right? To orange, right? To like that. That's so the temperature changes and the color changes as well, right? So there are a lot of factors that affect colors of stars. So many factors affecting colors of stars, but the bottom line here is that the color of stars can actually tell you a lot about what? About the age of stars, right? So so I posted something earlier, I think a few weeks ago, on my Void, the Void Show page, right? And what we posted was, did you know that all the stars will generally appear yellow to red in color? Did you know that all the stars will generally appear what am I saying? All the stars will generally appear yellow to red in color, right? Did you know that? And we've got some crazy responses from a lot of people, right? From a little bunch of people, we've got some crazy responses, and some people said, no, this is not true. Some people said wrong. Some people said this is racist. That's supposed to be a joke, right? I mean, you should be laughing. They said, no, it's racist. Why do they have to be yellow to red in color, right? And some actually mentioned great facts here. So I'm gonna be reading ones for you that I have in hand. So we have one from someone, and they saying that the color of stars also depends on their temperature, right? And red stars are usually cooler than blue stars. We know that, right? So if we I think I've also mentioned this before. So obviously, as temperature differs, the color of something else will differ, right? So when you turn on your stove, the color changes, okay? It changes from black if your stove is black. If it's an old stove like mine, if it's black, then the element will turn from black, right, to orange, right? Because you've increased the temperature of the stove, right? And so there's this thing, and you usually find it on the electromagnetic spectrum, right? On the visible light, you obviously have different kinds of colors, which are different kinds of light, okay? So we usually make it easier by saying it's Roig Bev, and those are just the first letters for every color. Roig starts with R, right? It's red, orange, yellow, up to violet, okay? So red color, these are colors that they not, so red has it has low temperatures, okay? So it has low temperatures, hence red stars are cooler. So low temperatures, low energy. So it has what we call frequency, and frequencies are long, right? But when you go to blue colors, those would be usually hot things, okay? That's because of the frequency, and this is a whole lot of bunch of topic again. But red would usually appear much more cooler, and blue would appear much more hot, right? So you know as well, when you see a star that's red, it's probably a cooler star, right? So a color can also tell you a whole lot of bunch of things about the nature of the star. You see a red star, it's probably cooler. You see a blue star, it's probably hotter, right? So different temperatures and yeah, right? And so we've got a whole bunch of crazy responses to that. And the other one said that according to Van Gogh, yellow is the color of insanity. That means those stars are getting crazy. Right? So you if you want to check those comments out, go on our page, the Void Show page, and you can definitely see those comments right there. So do I have any crazy facts again? So recently I also saw something that on Venus, so they found some chemicals that could imply traces of life, or that could imply life, okay, on planet Venus. You remember Venus, the one very hot planet that we have in our solar system, right? Remember, we've got 8 recognized planets. It's Mercury and Venus, the second planet from the sun, right? The second planet from the sun is like our neighbor planet, right? It's Mercury, Venus, Earth. So it's like our neighbor planet, right? So I saw something that there are traces of, I don't know, they found something, some chemicals, some elements So they found them there that really could imply life. And so I'm still studying that. And I'm definitely going to be sharing those with you once I've got a thorough knowledge on that. So I've had an amazing show today. I've got an amazing show. I'm seeing my time here, and I think I went a bit overload, but over time, I mean. But I enjoyed my show, and hopefully you did as well. So right after this, I've got something to share with you that's very, very, very important. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
Live, right here on Active FM, we bring to you the Active Worship Inception album.
The joy of the Lord is my strength. I rejoice at your word, unfading. I've been set free instantaneously. I find myself in the presence of the cross. Let my life be defined by your endless victory.
You can stream the album on Spotify and Apple iTunes. If you're interested in downloading the album, well, contact us for more info.
And yes, oh yes indeed, we have apparently and unfortunately reached the end of the Void Show's episode for this week, right? Not really good stuff, not really good news. So, I mean, I hope you had an incredible time. I had an absolutely, fantastic time, right? So, I mean, yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you. So I made a promise last week, right, to bring some guest this week, like a very popular one. Worry not, we're working on that, right? So, I mean, I guess it's now a matter of surprise, okay? It's now a matter of surprises. So, I'm gonna be, bringing him soon. He's very big, right? He's very, very, very big. And we're gonna be speaking about some interesting stuff, right? He's from New York, and so we will be speaking about some interesting stuff. So I'm really planning to get him here. So yeah, it's gonna be a surprise. So if you want to know who it is, what we're gonna be speaking about, I guess you should really be, keep checking us out, every week. So I mean, yeah, if not our page. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So you can literally find us everywhere. We are everywhere. We there. Anything, any platform, social platform that you can think of, we there. We've been there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We've got a channel there. So please do subscribe. Right? What else do you have to do? Subscribe, yeah? Like our videos. Pala, Gab, you name them. We there. Literally there. Facebook, The Void Show is there. Active FM, just search that. You can literally find us there. So, I mean, I love and appreciate you for listening. I mean, I hope you learned something new today about something else, right? Hope you learned something new. And that's really what matters, right? And so, I mean, the question that you should really be asking yourself at the end of the show is, what did I really learn? Okay, with this elapsed time, plus or minus 30 minutes, what did I really learn? Okay, so I hope you learned something, and I love and appreciate you for tuning in. Come back again next time, same place. If not, if you're in a hurry for our shows, we've got so many shows that we've done before. Check them out. Just go to our www.activefm.co.za. You want to check all the shows there. Enjoy all the shows, and yeah, I'm speaking a lot. Goodbye. I mean, have an amazing and incredible week ahead of you. I love you. God bless you. See you next time, same place.
Active FM. Radio has never been better.